The week 7 individual data contribution assignment from the perspective of team member 3. So start on the course homepage and go to the Excel keyboard shortcuts. So we're going to be copying and pasting, Control C, Control V. We're going to be moving to the end of sections, Control arrow, or to home, Control home, and that usually goes to A1, but in this case it's going to go to B2, and the reason is row 1 and column A are frozen so that they'll always appear no matter when you scroll. And so the first movable cell is B2, and that will be the home, Control A, Control home, where you would go. So moving the cell is arrow, or moving 34 rows down is page down. And we're going to be autofilling across is Control R, and autofilling down is Control D. We're going to be selecting blocks to autofill. That would be a shift arrow or a shift page down. And then when we're in the browser, to go between the tabs, it's Control Tab or Shift Control Tab. We're going to use to go from Excel to back to Chrome, where the instructions are in Chrome and the working with in Excel, Alt Tab. We're going to be making columns wide enough, Alt HOI. And we're going to be formatting cells, Control 1, to format them to be accounting, no decimal places. So let's go Shift Control Tab and Assessments, Assignments, and week 7. And what we're going to do is we're going to be working mostly independently to rough out our portion of a family's lifetime financial plan. And then we're going to do fine tuning later in class as a team. And so we're doing team member 3 right now. And this is applying the Alberta provincial tax. And so let's start by opening up the week 7 XLSX file from our team folder. Go into team 7 and mouse over week 7 XLSX and click the triple dot and open in the app in Excel. Now, the way that I've shown it is team member 1 has already done their portion and team member 2 has done their portion. It's not strictly necessary for those people to have done that. You could work on yours now, which are going to be G and H for the provincial tax. But unless the first person has done theirs, team member 1, it's going to look weird, but will still work. So you're welcome to continue, but you may want to wait till at least team member 1 does their work. So Alt Tab to get back and Shift Control Tab to get back to instructions. So we're going to put Provincial Tax 1 in G1. I'm just going to copy that, Control C, Alt Tab, and going to go to G1. I'm going to hit F2 to go into the cell, Control V, space. I'm going to widen it in just a minute. I'm going to get both of them in, like Alt Tab, and I'm going to get Provincial Tax 2, Control C, Alt Tab, Control V, and then select both of them, Alt HOI. There we go. And then, actually, I'm going to go Control Z, Control Z. I'm going to go F2, Control V, so I don't bring any formatting with me. And then I'm going to select both Alt HOI. There we go. That looks better. Okay. And then I'm going to be using Copilot to figure out the formula, because and the formula just goes through. It says that we want to get a progressive tax for Alberta. Progressive meaning that the first $148,000 you pay 10%, and then the portion above that, up to $177,000, we pay 12%, and the portion above the $177,000, we pay 13%. It goes all the way down. So that's the progressive tax. We're going to make sure it's an if statement, not a let statement, because we might not have an Excel that can do that. We're going to be using our incomes on C1 or C2 or D2. And just to show you what that means, these are the incomes. So income 1 is going to get provincial tax 1, income 2 is going to get provincial tax 2. And therefore we can't freeze those, because we need it to be looking at the next column when we autofill it over. But we are freezing the year that we're using. And then it says that we're going to be, this is the formula, we're going to go whatever the base bracket is times 1 plus inflation. Inflation here is a named cell. And the reason that if the first person hasn't done their work is they're going to name the cell, which is B80, inflation, 2.5%. And by using that word inflation now, it becomes a frozen B80 or $B, $80. And then we're going to say whatever year it is minus 2024. And that's going to be the exponent of that to apply it. And to make all these tax brackets go up. Now, in reality, the Alberta government gets to decide when the tax brackets go up and by how much. But theoretically, it should be about inflation. And that's what we're going to use as our ballpark. Here's the logic of applying the tax, the progressive tax. And again, reiterating, it has to be if statement and a single Excel file. So I'm going to take all this data as a prompt. I'm going to copy that, Control C. I'm going to launch Microsoft Copilot, and I'm going to paste it as a prompt. Just going to wait for it to build. It's building, still building. There, it's done. So I'm going to copy this and Alt-Tab, and I'm going to go into cell G2. I'm going to F2 to just get in there, Control-V, Enter. That's what it is. Now, you can, you may not like the one that they gave you. You can compare it if you like with my one. And this is an explanation that is expandable to explain what this all means, how it calculates. You're welcome to do that if you want in your time. And so now I'm going to format this with no decimal places. That's a counting format, no decimal places, no symbol. So that's Control F1, Tab to get down to categories, go down to accounting, Tab, 0 decimal places, Tab, none. Enter, Enter. And then I'm going to autofill it from G2 to H2 and then down to 77. So Shift and go across, Control R, and then Shift. I'm going to go page down, down to, they said 77, but really it's when they retire at the age of 65. And Control D. And then its autosave is on, but in case it's not, Control S. And you've done your work.